Hello, hello, it's me, Jessica Lee, and today we have layer cakes for the win. So, I am going to take this Kona Solids Color of the Year 2024. Let's get that plastic out of there so maybe there's no glare. They are all the exact same color. I bought these during one of the pre-cut Fat Quarter Shop sales, obviously sometime after 2024. I think I even have an unboxing on that. So there's going to be 40 in here. My goal is to do a quilt as you go with a twist. I'll take 20 of these as my fronts, 20 of them as my backs. And then what I was able to do at my local quilt shop was take another layer cake and use their semi-industrial AccuQuilt. It is larger than your average home AccuQuilt, but it is not as large as the ones that Cotton Cuts uses. So this was a Wyndham layer cake. I'm not seeing a name on it. Darling, and it's telling me 10 by 10 squares. So here's all my pieces left over. What I did was I used that semi-industrial cutter and I made French roses cuts. It is a pattern. It's called French Roses by Heather French, I believe her name is. So I have 20 of these pieces, 20 of these, which will go in here somewhere, all wiggly woggly, and then 20. Oh, it's like a puzzle. 20 of these, 20 of these. So you see how they're stacking? And then I used the 2 greens that were in the bundle and I made just random leaves. So what will happen is this pattern itself is a raw edge stack system. You put on a piece of fabric as directed in the pattern. I'm not following that, I'm going to be honest. You would stack one, stitch it down, stack number 2, stitch it down, number 3, stitch it down. And there is a system. I believe she even has you trim, right? She has you measure. I'm not exactly sure. I'll be honest, I am not doing her specific pattern. So my version is going to be a spin on Quilt As You Go. I'm going to take my 1 green as the back of the square, my 1 batting, which I trimmed those to size to match. I'll take my 1 top, and then I'm going to build these on, and I'm going to stitch them down all at one time. So I need to be careful about what color I use on the background, you know, on the back, on my bobbin. And I do need to be careful about what color I use here on the top. And then I need to also be careful that I leave a 1/2 inch peeking, you know, around this edge, because my next one will get sewn together. And this is going to be super fun. I cannot wait to get started on this and have you guys watch the progress of these growing. And it is amazing what you can do with a layer cake. I will not be cutting any of these backgrounds down. Obviously, these pieces could have been done out of yarded. These went together placement wise fairly quickly. I was not too picky about what went where. I just didn't want, you know, two blues touching or two reds touching. The ones with the super light background, I did not put any leaves because I realized I didn't want it to bleed through. But I am curious because I do have some leaves left. This one, okay, yeah, that's not that bad. Some of those with the whites showed a lot. Oh, I'm missing the back. Hold on, it would have been on the one. There it goes. I have a feeling that it's going to happen a lot when I go to sew these together, huh? Super cute. I think I'm going to make like maybe a bobbin in red, a bobbin in orange, a bobbin in green, and let the back quilting kind of shine, let it be seen. And then the top, I might just keep neutrals, creams and beiges and off-whites. So what I'm gonna do is, for example, this one has blue as that main color, and then so does this one. So I'm going to use the bobbins with blue on those blocks. What I did, and I'll go ahead and take some pictures and insert them after this section, I changed out my foot to my free motion hopping foot. I dropped my feed dogs down, and I just raw edged appliqued it with multi layers of stitching, which after it's washed and it's all fuzzy, I'm going to love it. I already know I do. And then this way, if you don't have a long arm, or if you don't have any way to quilt a quilt, this Quilt As You Go project is literally done on your home machine. All 20 of my blocks are done. You'll notice this one is nice and flat, but I will be honest, some of them are not. It was just like not my day when I was doing this one, and it kind of bunched up. It's okay. Can you see the texture? I like the texture. I like the bumpiness because it's a rag quilt. When it goes and gets washed and starts to shrink, all of that's, you're not even going to see it. Again, this one is nice and flat. I do have one that I cannot unsee, the fried egg. It's driving me kind of bonkers. And then I was teasing at work that if the blue was the brown, it would have been fried egg on sausage. But so this bundle here has the yellow bobbin threads, which I think is just so fun when it's going to come to that back sides quilting. I do need to go and trim all my threads there. This bundle here is greens. And I mean, they all look relatively close, you know. But no two are going to be exactly the same. This one's those blues. And then what color is this guy? Orange. So yeah, now I need to get them up on the design wall. I don't think they're gonna stay. They're gonna be way too heavy. So I might actually have to go lay it out on the guest bed. And then, you know, stack them in the way that I need to sew them per row. So now that I have all my blocks picked up and on my table in the rows, you'll see here how I'm treating the bottom row. I started with a 1/2 inch line down this final outside edge of that quilt. It's gonna come down, came to this corner, and I came to the left. I left roughly a 1/2 inch here. And then the block that will be next to it, I did the same thing. A 1/2 inch in, followed that stitch to the left and left a 1/2 inch open. Now when I go to my sewing machine, I'm gonna go ahead and piece this a 1/2 inch. I'm gonna start by leaving a gap here, work my way to this point. I'm using up all those colorful bobbins, so each one will look a little differently. It also looks like my machine is pulling slightly with that thickness. I might need to adjust my feed dog because mine does have a fully engaged and then a partially engaged. And see how I'm coming off center here, or you know, uneven. I think my feed dogs might just be a little too aggressive at the moment. Then here's the next two. So this would have been the left side of the row. I came down and around and stopped, cleaned this, you know, did my straight stitch here, stopped, and then added these guys together. So I'm going to move on. I will go ahead and do number 3 to number 4 and then come back and do the first pair to the second pair. I am just being mindful that I leave that 1/2 inch because that is my seam allowance for when I go later to do all my clipping. So it's so cute. I have my very bottom row complete. I am not going to clip anything just yet. So I'm going to put it to the side and make sure somehow I, you know, recognize that that is the bottom row. And then here's what the back looks like. I do have my magnet set on my machine so that my 1/2 inch is consistent. Super fun. Hey, and that's not too bad. Blue green, blue yellow. I do have a feeling, you know, I might have one or two that end up touching, but that's okay. Total size ended up being 37 by 46. I totally call this a crib quilt, something cuddly to have in the back of the car. Each time you wash it, it will get fuzzier and fuzzier and softer. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that description so you can check out all the other creative collaborators in this layer cake series.